Now, a general method. This you must have studied, I am sure, in your school, but still just a revision. So AB is the edge of the polygon. Draw perpendicular at B and mark a point C such that BC is equal to AB. So the length of the perpendicular at point B is equal to the length of the edge of the polygon, that is AB. Is the first step. Then draw an arc with B as center and radius equal to AB or BC. Because B is equidistant from A and from C, so when we take B as center and radius equal to AB, this arc will start from A and go up to C. So we have joined A and C with an arc, join A and C with a straight line also. Then draw a perpendicular bisector of AB. So this perpendicular bisector of AB cuts the straight line at a point. We call this point as point number 4. This perpendicular bisector cuts this arc at another point. We call this point as point number 6. Then locate the midpoint of point 4 and 6. That will be point number 5. So we know how to bisect the line. So we have located point number 4, point number 5, and point number 6. This 4, 5, 6 are actually the number of edges of the polygon. If I have to draw a polygon of 4 sides, that is a square, take point 4 as center and 4A as radius, draw a circle. And then mark the distance AB on this circle, we will get a square. You can see 4 sides, AB and BC. When we take A as center and AB as radius, we will get another point, point D here. When we join point D to point A and point C, we will get a square. So I'm going back. For getting a polygon of 4 sides, which we call a square, take point 4 as center and 4A as radius, and then mark the distance AB on this circle, we will get a square. So I'm not marking those points on the circle that we have already covered in the previous slide. So I want to draw a pentagon. For drawing a pentagon, instead of 4, we take 5 as center and draw a circle. Now, because this line on which 4, 5, 6, etc. are lying is a perpendicular bisector of AB. So the point 4, 5, and 6 will always be equidistant from A and B. So any circle that we draw, whether it is for a square or for a pentagon, it will always pass through point A as well as point B. So this is for a pentagon. Take 5 as center and radius equal to 5A, and then cut off the lengths AB on this circle with successive arcs, we will get a pentagon. Similarly, for getting a hexagon, instead of 5, take 6 as center. Draw a circle of radius 6A, which will also pass through point B. This is the circle for hexagon. And then cut off the length AB on this circle, we will get a hexagon of length AB. Now, suppose we want to go up a heptagon or an octagon or so on. Above point 6 at same distance, we can keep on taking point number 7, 8, etc. on this side. Okay, so now we have a circle. Inside this circle, we have to inscribe a polygon of any number of sides. Earlier, the side of the polygon was given to us. Now here, the edge of the polygon, length of the edge of the polygon is not given to us. I am taking the example of, again, a pentagon. I have to draw a pentagon. The number of sides is 5. I have to draw a pentagon inside this circle of the given diameter AB. But I do not know the side of the pentagon. So I have to first find what is the edge or the length of the pentagon. So this circle is given to us and we have to draw a pentagon inside this circle. Means all the corners of the pentagon should touch this circle. So divide AB in number of parts equal to the side of the polygon. So this is the length AB, the diameter. This diameter I divide in 5 parts because I have to draw a pentagon. And write the names in such a way that point B is the last point. In case of a pentagon, it is point number 5. In case of a hexagon, it will be point number 6. Then draw an arc with A as center and radius equal to AB. So I'm taking A as center and AB as radius. I have drawn this arc. Then similarly draw another arc with B as center and same radius AB. I draw another arc. These two arcs will intersect at a point, let us say, we'll call it point P. Now join P to point number 2 and extend this line so that this line cuts the circle at point C. Join A to C. AC is the required edge of the polygon. So by cutting off this length AC on the circle starting from point A or starting from point C, we will get a pentagon because we are dividing AB in 5 parts. So this way we can draw a polygon of any number of sides inscribed inside a circle of given diameter. C will always be joined with point number 2, whether we are drawing a pentagon or a hexagon or a square or a triangle. The units that we will be using is millimeters. We will not be using centimeters or inches. So I will talk always in terms of millimeters. So if the diameter AB is, let us say, 100 millimeters and I have to draw a pentagon, I don't have to draw that entire construction. I do that 100 divided by 5 is 20. So I can measure with the scale and do it quickly. But if the diameter is 113, then I have to divide this AB in 5 parts with the help of the method that we studied yesterday. We can take point number 2 either from this end or we can take point number 2 from B. For example, if I divide this line into 7 parts, so that point number B will become point number 7. So I can take point number 2 or I can take point number 5. Now draw a circle touching 3 lines inclined to each other but not forming a triangle. This is important that they are not forming a triangle but the lines are touching each other. The objective is to draw a circle which touches all these 3 lines. It's a very simple procedure. Draw angle bisectors of the angle AC and mark their points of intersection as O. So this is the angle bisector of angle A. This is the bisector of angle C. We had studied yesterday how to draw the angle bisector. So the point of intersection is point O. From point O, draw a perpendicular on AB. Yesterday we had seen how to draw a perpendicular on a given line from an external point. So we draw a perpendicular and this perpendicular touches the straight line AB at point P. From point O, I have drawn here a perpendicular on AB. You can draw a perpendicular on AC or you can draw a perpendicular on CD. Now with O as center and OP as radius, draw a circle. This circle will touch all the 3 inclined lines. These are some of the constructions that will be useful in your engineering drawing. For construction work, you should use 4H pencil or maybe 2H pencil. HP we will not use anywhere in our concept. And for the final result, which is required to be dark, thick and dark, you can use H pencil. H. Like you see this arc. Deliberately, I have drawn this thick arc. This arc is the result. So this result is thick.